To be at a crossroads. If you caught a recent episode of Being the Elite, you know that this incredibly talented athlete is serious about making his way back and redefining his career. He's going to attempt to make a step in that direction this week on Dark as he squares off against Jack Evans from the team of the Hybrid 2.
And thank you very much, Tony Schiavone. We are here, myself, Excalibur, alongside Shawn Spears for your main event of AEW Dark. It will be for the Mega Campeonato de AAA, the AAA Mega title.
You speak Spanish?
Poorly.
Acceptable. So correct me if I'm wrong, is this the first title defense in AEW Dark? Is this the first?
This is, yes.
Nice.
And
historic.
This will be Kenny Omega's first title defense of the AEW Mega Championship, or as he likes to call it, the Omega Championship. And Shawn Spears, how about this? You have a Canadian who broke out in the United States, made a name for himself in Japan, went to Mexico, won a world championship, and will defend it here tonight in Indianapolis, Indiana.
Kenny Omega is no stranger to championships. He's no stranger to winning championships all around the world. Clearly, he walks in the ring as a champion, but he's kind of from the prairies in Canada. So to a degree, we don't really count those guys out here in the main side. And because he's been away from Canada for so long, I'm far more Canadian than Kenny Omega is. But he is a very, very accomplished professional wrestler.
You got yourself from Niagara Falls, Canada, Kenny Omega from Winnipeg. Completely different sides of the continent.
Yes, Toronto is better than Winnipeg. Tell Kenny I said that. This match to me is going to be interesting. Kenny, let's widely considered one of the greatest wrestlers of the planet today. What kind of mind frame is he in right now, coming off that full gear loss to John Moxley?
The full gear loss, and then going on tomorrow to face Pac on Dynamite. But before that, let's send it down to Justin Roberts, who has the introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, this contest set for one fall with a 60-minute time limit is for El Mega Campeonato de AAA.
Really rolled those R's.
Your referee, Aubrey Edwards. Introducing at this time, the challenger. From Parkland, Washington, weighing 172 pounds, Jack Evans.
Jack Evans spending a large portion of his career in Mexico, would love nothing more to bring the title back with him.
And his opponent, from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, weighing 215 pounds, he is El Mega Campeón de AAA, Kenny Omega!
Kenny Omega receiving a hero's welcome here in Indianapolis, Indiana.
Everybody on their feet.
And Jack Evans Jack Evans is somebody that loves to jaw with the crowd. He loves to antagonize them, but he's not going to find a friendly face in this entire building.
No, and he can jaw Jack all he wants. Every time I talk to Jack Evans, I somehow get dumber. But that doesn't excuse the fact that he is one of the most fantastic athletes that we have here in AEW. The guy does things that are, in my mind, unreal for a human to do.
Jack Evans, 37 years of age, but flies like a man half that. I mean, he is one of the best high flyers. That's where the term Jack Evans from the heavens comes from. And he's one of the most durable, most resilient competitors.
I've never, ever heard that term, but that's a pretty good term.
Kenny Omega, the cleaner, looking to make his first defense of the AAA Mega Championship here tonight. But as I mentioned, Jack Evans, very experienced in Mexico. That's where he spent the bulk of the last 10 years.
He's so fast.
Competing in AAA. And he has really implemented that llaveo style, that Mexican submission wrestling style, to his repertoire very well. Kenny Omega, much more strike-focused, especially with that V-trigger, that running knee strike to the back of the head.
Kenny also spent a great deal of time in Japan, correct?
Yes, he has.
So he's probably very well versed in submission wrestling and things of that nature as well. So as you can see, like that right there, this is going to be a nice little contest.
How do you prepare for that? What kind of training partners can you find that can do a headstand and do a backwards, an upside-down mule kick to you?
You don't prepare for that. You just try to avoid it. And that's what I would have done. I would have rolled out, collected myself, reevaluate the situation like a professional.
And Evans calling Omega a fraud, trying to undermine his confidence. And Kenny Omega's confidence has been a big issue for him over the last few months. Since Jon Moxley got under Omega's skin. You mentioned that match that Omega had with Moxley at Full Gear, coming off that loss.
Well, there's no doubt that Omega is always physically ready. Very rarely do you ever see him not ready mentally. So how much is he actually suffering mentally from that loss?
First, the Irish whip did Evans, but he ate the boot in the corner. Omega flips up and over the top of Jack Evans. Evans, though, just leaping over the top of Omega. Toe kick to the midsection. Now Jack Evans with the Irish whip into the ropes, throws a lariat. Omega slides behind with the speed of Omega with the basement drop kick.
Jack frozen in place so quick as Omega.
Omega over that top, the Kotaro Crusher, but Jack Evans breakdances his way out of it.
I have never seen that before in my life.
And Omega is
clearly
stunned.
He hasn't either.
It takes a lot to shock Kenny Omega, and Jack Evans just did it here in the opening moments of this match.
So who's your pick? I'm 2 for 2, by the way.
Your picks seem to be very fluid.
Yeah, because I know what I'm doing, and I know talent when I see it. I said that earlier tonight. I'm 2 for 2. I'm going to go with Jack.
Oh, Jack with the toe kick to the midsection, takes the side headlock. Omega sends him to the ropes. Jack cartwheels out of it. Rolling soul butt there. The Bandera sends Evans up and over the top, but he lands on the apron, blocks the right hand, answers the right kick of his own. Jack Evans went for the
pinpoint
corkscrew leg lariat, but that standing drop kick, some might say it was Shawn Spears-esque. 1, 2. 2 count.
Drop kick, hell of a maneuver. But that's what Kenny's going to have to do. He's going to have to match speed for speed with a guy like Jack Evans. And there's not many people on this roster or in this world that can probably do that, aside from myself.
Evans being brought back up to his feet and chopped right down by Omega Campeón. Hammer throw into the corner. Evans goes in hard. A great look at it as he just took a header down into the canvas. And this is where the strength advantage of Kenny Omega comes into play.
Well, it doesn't look like he's lacking any confidence at the moment now, does he?
Certainly doesn't, but Kenny Omega. Oh, the backbreaker on Evans. 1, 2. 2 count only as Evans kicks out. Kenny Omega looking at that matchup tomorrow night in Chicago on Dynamite with Pac as a way to avenge one of his big losses of 2019 when Pac, on just a few days' notice, subbing in for that injured Jon Moxley and shocking the world as he was able to defeat Kenny Omega at All Out. Now in the Canadian backbreaker is Jack Evans, and Omega now, oh, look at this. Just bending Jack Evans at such a grotesque angle.
This could do it.
Look at how far back the neck of Evans is wrenched. Omega, oh, just squatting low. Evans,
whoa.
Oh, reverses. 1, 2. Almost caught Omega sleeping. Omega, the sledgehammer across the spine, drops Evans to the canvas.
I don't care how flexible you are. That had to have hurt. That had to have hurt.
The human body is not designed to bend that way. I mean, your tendons have a breaking point. Your muscles, all of those elements of the human body can only endure so much.
I have a feeling Kenny's going to push those limits just to see how much Jack can take. Oh my!
Back body drop. And notice how Omega stalled and just dumped Evans almost on his head. Omega going for the finish, maybe looking for the buckle bomb. Or, oh, just another sledgehammer shot.
He's really working over Jack's back.
Oh, Evans floats out of the powerbomb into a facebuster.
He needed that. He needed that opening. Now let's see what he does with it.
He's buying himself a window of opportunity. 1, 2. Oh, this standing moonsault 1.
I can do that.
Standing on the back of his opponent, Jack Evans, into the pinfall, only garnering a 1 count, though, from referee Aubrey Edwards. Evans with that right hand, almost like a knuckle arrow, to the temple, and a hip toss. Jack Evans, impressed by his own strength, taking off his own feet.
Jack is out of his mind.
Lateral press, 2.
Tough, but out of his mind. Who's he talking to?
I think he was talking to the camera, but the red light obviously wasn't on, so it just looked like he was talking to himself. And would not be the first time that Jack Evans was seen talking to himself. And Omega using those strikes, working over the back.
Zeroing in on that injured body part.
And Jack Evans, such a proficient high flyer. You have to imagine, I mean, the damage done to his back, the damage done to his core by Kenny Omega will effectively neutralize those high-flying attacks.
Well, that's the thing, and here's something else I'll teach you tonight. If you hurt the spine, the legs don't work. The more you know.
Evans sent to the corner, going off the, oh, the back breaker by Omega, hooks the leg, 1, 2, and the foot across the bottom rope.
Surprised you didn't call that a Canadian backbreaker too. Killing me.
They call it the backbreaker. Okay, come on.
Prairie. You can call his a prairie backbreaker. Back.
Let it in post. Flying mare. And now Omega with that unnecessary kick to the back.
Unnecessary. That's great.
According to Jack Evans, it's unnecessary.
Go after what hurts. Kick him again, Omega. Kick him again. I don't like you, but kick him again.
And this could be that vicious streak that was awoken by Jon Moxley at Full Gear in that unsanctioned lights out match. Oh, Evans catches. He's captured the ankle of Omega. Now answering kicks of his own.
He's got some kicks.
Evans lands on his feet, but that chop stops him in his tracks. Oh, Evans, that front flip into the heel kick.
Every time Jack flips and lands on his feet, it's going to take a toll on his back. He's got to be feeling it.
And now
more high
Jack
risk.
Evans pulling himself up to that springboard moonsault to the outside.
At what cost?
Let's take another look at this. And Evans, not as fluid as we're used to seeing him. He really had to work for it. That's the damage to his spine, but still able to take to the skies and take out Kenny Omega on the outside.
But he's willing to risk injury to win this match. Is this live to fight another day, man? Live to fight another day. I picked Omega to win this.
Evans springing off the steps, catching that soul butt on Omega. And Evans is fighting for a world championship, the AAA Mega Championship, their top title in singles competition. Oh, snap suplex there. And along with that championship does come the champion's purse.
Yeah, but what if you can't walk afterwards? Come on, Jack. He's smart about this. I know that's a stretch.
What? I'll show you some ass kicking.
Now Jack Evans comes over the top into a pin. 1, 2, no! Almost like a 450. Evans pulling himself over, but you notice he's using the assistance of the ropes. He's not generating a lot of that momentum with those twisting motions of his upper body.
To a degree, it's somewhat admirable that a guy is willing to risk it all to win a match, to win a championship, to defeat Kenny Omega, which is no easy feat. But I think Jack's the kind of guy that's gonna,
That corkscrew enziguri to Kenny Omega as he is on his knees. Now Evans, standing sky twister press. 1, 2, no, 2 count. Kenny Omega able to kick out. Jack Evans, the bulk of his time, as I mentioned, of the last 10 years was spent in Mexico, but the bulk of that time was spent in a tag team with Angelico. Evans, not a regular singles competitor, but based on his resume, based on what he had done in Mexico, earning himself a shot at Omega Campeón.
Spitting in the face of Omega.
Jack Evans respects nobody, and the teep nearly sent him through the ring post.
They kind of deserve that one.
And Omega.
The longer this match goes, it's going to favor Kenny.
Omega cinching up those arms, looking for the Snapdragon suplex.
Doesn't look like he's done either.
Usually likes to hit these in quick succession, but maybe one is all it'll take. Look at that vicious angle that Jack Evans just whipped back on his own head. Oh no, Omega looking for,
like you said,
a second one. Evans knows it as well as anybody in the building. One for the high roundhouse. Omega Snapdragon. And Jack Evans needs to put some distance between himself and Omega.
Told you, eye poke.
Does just that. Oh, Omega.
What is he thinking?
He's trying to clear out the fans. He's gonna throw Jack Evans into the front row. And you can see Evans clutching onto the ropes with every ounce of strength in his body.
This is that vicious side of Omega you talked about.
And now kicks the hand free. Oh! The running knee strike to the temple.
No.
No, Kenny Omega Snapdragon on the outside. Something dark was awoken within Kenny Omega after that match with John Moxley.
He snapped. He snapped. He's out of. He's losing it here. He is punishing Jack at this point.
And Jack Evans just dead weight, a ragdoll at this point. He's got the legs crossed. Oh, cross leg Ushigarashi. 1, 2. No, Evans kicks out. Jack Evans with more heart than sense.
That is the first statement that I will agree with you on that you've said tonight. Nailed it. Like I said, he's got heart. I admire that to a degree.
Kenny Omega just laying in an absolute beating to Jack Evans. And Evans, I mean, is tenacious, as resilient as anybody. But now the buckle bomb, and Evans just, it was like a game of Plinko as he fell back into the ring. Evans sent to the ropes, elevated up, spine buster. 1, 2. No, Evans again kicking out. What will it take?
Jack is taking everything Omega has. Now, do you think frustration or self-doubt is starting to kind of creep back into Kenny's head here? Not being able to put Jack away.
You have to remember, Kenny's last match here in AEW, even though it doesn't count in the record books, was a loss. That's not something that Kenny Omega is used to.
I think in Kenny's mind, he counts that. That's when you're seeing this dark side.
Double boots up there from Evans as he floats out to the apron. Now the springboard, oh, into the neck breaker. Jack Evans creating opportunities for himself here. He makes the crawl. 1, 2. Omega kicking out. Omega a little rattled about that. You can see clutching the back of his head.
Need to go now, Jack. Don't waste time. Get up there.
Jack needs that sense of urgency, but all that punishment his back has endured. Evans up to the top. 450
Oh, he got the knees
splash.
up.
Oh!
Looked like Kenny got the knees up.
Kenny snuck in that right knee, and now Evans up to his feet. Oh, that big knockout knee strike. It's got him double underhook. Tiger driver 98. 1, 2. Oh, Jack Evans kicks out. Kenny Omega can't believe it, and neither can these fans here in Indianapolis.
Or me. What is it gonna take? He's okay. I'm convinced Jack
Kenny
Evans is half a
Omega,
cyborg.
goodbye and good night. Bang! The V trigger finds its mark. And now hoists Evans up.
He hits it. He's done.
This can mean only one thing. One winged angel. 1, 2, 3. Omega campeón retains.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kenny Omega
The
is
winner
back.
of this match, and still Mega Campeón de AAA, Kenny Omega!
Kenny Omega's singles record here in AEW improves to above 500. 3 wins, 2 losses.
Kenny Omega looking spectacular in that win against one of the most athletic and acrobatic performers in all of AEW, Jack Evans. All right, fans, once again, Dasha will rejoin us right here next week on AEW Dark. We'll have more great wrestling action. And make your plans to join us tomorrow night, live from Chicago for AEW Dynamite from the Sears Center Arena, 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Central, only on TNT. And I'm Tony Schiavone for AEW Dark.